The USDA estimates that California produces half of the US's grown nuts, fruits, and vegetables. Strawberries alone contribute $2.4 billion to the $54 billion agricultural industry. Who do you guys think picks that fruit? Yeah. So, for my Intro to Communications class, we had to pick a social justice theme. So something that we felt really passionate about that we wanted to talk to. So I chose immigrant worker rights. So based off of this theme is what we had to do all of our speeches on. So for my informative speech, I did a speech on the Bracero program and everything that led up to the Bracero program and all the consequences of the Bracero program. For my persuasive speech, I tried to persuade people to donate clothes to farm workers, long sleeve shirts, hats, and socks. I spoke about this issue because it's very important to me, especially after taking this Chicano Studies class. This class helped me learn a lot about me and a lot about where I come from. And despite the fact that I'm really fortunate that I don't have to support myself with my labor and instead I can support myself with my knowledge, I think it's really important that I become aware and that the community becomes aware of the injustices that are going on for farm workers. So, for my final, we had to do a presentation. So we had to do like a skit, a song, or a poem. So I suck at singing, so I decided to do a skit. I don't know if Ms. Gambo has shown you guys before, but El Teatro Campesino. Yeah, have you guys seen Los Vendidos? Okay, so I'm gonna do kind of a little spin-off on that. So here goes. Alright, it's gonna be like an advertisement and I'm gonna be selling an immigrant farm worker. So, looking for cheap labor, someone to work for long hours every day with little pay, someone who lives to work, I have just the person. Juanita, come here.
Looks like my mother-in-law.
Hola, soy Juanita, and that's enough. Thank you, Juanita. Okay, so Juanita is what we call an immigrant farm worker. This specific model comes with tons of special features. So, first of all, what do farm workers do? They have to be bent over picking every single day. So Juanita is very strong on her back. She spends long hours close to the floor picking for her food. So all day long, from 6 a.m. in the morning to 6 p.m. in the afternoon.
And after 10 hours of ridiculous, painful, and extensive labor, I still have the energy to come home and take care of my 3 kids.
Between you and me, Juanita doesn't have what we call papers. Juanita is not a U.S. citizen, and she's willing to endure almost anything just to have somewhat of a stable income. Now, I know there's some talk about injustices going on with immigrant farm workers, but kind of like harsh elements that they have to endure every day in the workplace and being exploited. But there's no fear. Juanita comes with protection. Juanita comes with a hat to shield her from the UV rays that she has to endure every single day.
Well, most of the time it protects me from my face getting sunburned.
But she also comes with a few layers to protect her arms, neck, from the sun, and also from most pesticides.
I only have a few sweaters. Most of them have holes and smell like dirt and pesticides.
But see, with this wonderful protection here that she has, there's no need to provide health care for the people that pick our food because their clothing and hats are enough to keep them safe most of the time. So let's talk about maintenance. And what kind of fuel do they require?
Beans, rice, and tortillas.
The food of champions, of course.
It's the only food I can really afford. Sometimes we receive the food we pick, but I wouldn't be able to afford it buying it off the store.
So, okay, thinking you have to spend money to provide food for your workers? Don't worry about it. You want to put a food truck out there? Don't. They probably wouldn't be able to afford it anyway.
If only I was provided with some food, I wouldn't faint all the time. And
what about human essentials like restrooms and water? Don't worry about it. Well, all you need to provide is a jug of water for all of your workers and everything will be perfectly fine.
By the time it's my turn to drink out of the water jug, it's almost already out.
As for restrooms though, throw in a couple of 1 or 2 portable restrooms for all your workers and you should be good. So, now the question you're all dying to ask. Where can you purchase this model? Well, lucky for you, we have a special offer. These models are not at all limited edition. In fact, hungry and poor immigrants looking for job opportunities are sprouting up daily. You can easily find one of these immigrant workers willing to do any kind of laborious task outside your local hardware store, such as Home Depot or Lowe's. Hurry though, the fast and the good ones are always picked up first. And if you're lucky, you're guaranteed a 2-for-1 special. Juanita and her husband Jose.
Really? You know what? I don't deserve this. My people do not deserve this. Just because I am an immigrant and have limited education doesn't mean that you can continue to abuse and exploit me day by day. Way to go! Strike!
It seems like this one might be a defective one. Someone must have switched this model for the mid-1960s huelga model. Let me just shut her up. Well, as you can see, this model has a minor defect, but don't worry. The majority of immigrant farm workers will not lash at you at all. Why, you ask? Because they're vulnerable. Because they are afraid to be torn away from their families. Because they're afraid to be deported back to the poverty of their homeland. Because they are immigrant farm workers and they lack rights.
Do they do yards too?
Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed our little performance. Using satire, I wanted to kind of poke at the fun, poke fun at the injustices that immigrant farm workers do face every day, as I'm sure you guys know. Living in California, we see fields every single day that we go down the road, but most of us don't really take the time to think about what they're going through. A lot of our parents, our brothers, our sisters, our uncles, our aunts have no other choice than working in the fields. So I wanted to use satire to exaggerate the injustices, but I also wanted to make a point that they're here and they're for real, and they happen to people like us every day. So I spoke on farm workers being exploited and the harsh elements in which they have to endure every single day. And hopefully by now you're asking yourself, what can I do to help them? So I wanted to persuade you guys to donate clothes to farm workers. Up here I have bags and note cards. Every bag includes 1 note card of the UFWA Association office that we have. We have one super local in Oxnard, 20 minutes away. So if you guys can take the time to find not dirty, but if you guys can take the time to find a used sweater, used socks, a hat, it probably doesn't mean much to you, but it could mean a world of protection for a farm worker. Prevention from cancer, prevention from their skin absorbing the pesticides, prevention from all of the elements that they're exposed to daily. So every bag has one of these cards. On one side, it has the address and the phone number of the United Farm Workers office in Oxnard, and on the back, it has suggested items that you guys could possibly get. So there you go. Thank you. That was my presentation.